Okay, moving swiftly along. It's the battle for 11th place. It's between the USA Eagles and Kenya, and it's Rob Vickerman and Dallin Stanford.
Thanks very much, Roops. That's right. We can take a look at the two sides here. The USA and Kenya disappointed to be playing in this division here. The United States, where Steve Thomasine, their captain, had high hopes coming into this tournament, as did Kenya, the Shujaa Sevens, under Damien McGrath, who've been playing some fantastic sevens. And Rob Vickerman, take us through your thoughts ahead of this one, my friend.
Well, I think you got it right there, Dan, and the disappointment on both of these teams will be very present. They want to come back out here and do the best they can. Results not gone their way, and there's some big personalities as well as big players that want to try and right their wrongs. Take a look at this shot. You've got both teams aligning inside the door, ready to go.
Here they come right now for the last time at the Rugby World Cup Sevens in beautiful Cape Town, South Africa. Kenya, such a powerful side. William Bucker, so much experience on their team as well. Earlier results for them, beating Tonga, then losing to Argentina. That's how they got knocked out of the tournament.
Well, that's the pattern to follow. The one against England really did. The hammer blow for the Kenyans. USA, a couple of losses on their ledger. They'll not be keen to see that either. Mike Friday's asked for them to step up. Big challenge ahead.
And it's AJ Jacobs, for a local man from South Africa, officiates this game. Brilliant camera footage, swings around, gives you the full view at the stadium. And it's the United States on the left of your screen. Perry Baker, two-time Sevens World Player of the Year, featuring. And Lucas Lecamp, one for the future as well. Here we go for the challenge 11th place at the Rugby World Cup 2022. Steve Thomasine takes his time to be accurate with the restart. It's not as contestable as he would like. Kenya capture this one with Nelson Oyu. Looking up, the referee saying, trying to put the ball back, sir. Oliech shifts it away. Short line with Kevin Wakisa inside the 22. Kenya need to play some mistake-free rugby. The errors have cost them in this tournament. Billy Adeyambo gets a big cheer as he shifts it across field to Nelson Oyu. Good tackle coming in there from Gavin Giamora, but they pick it up on this far side. Vincent Onyala! Onyala's having some sort of tournament, and he'll gallop away for Kenya. Listen to the roar.
Well, all the space on his left, he decided to have a little look down the shard of light on the right-hand side of the pitch. His fans loving this one right in front of him. There's the space, 5 metres on the right. He took it. That little pocket of support he's just running past on the right cheered him on. This is going to be a great shot as he focuses on the drive. And over he goes for 5.
He has been one of the best for the Shujaa Sevens from Nairobi. And 7 points to nothing. The Kenyan crowd, it's been 3 brilliant days of celebrations. Win or lose, they will be in the stands and proud of their side.
You forgot dancing in the stands. These guys go hard all day.
8 seconds.
They absolutely love it. Best game on the planet. Xavier Oliech will be competing soon in MasterChef Kenya. He goes a little deep with his kick as well. Kenya side that haven't retained any of their kickoffs this weekend. Anufe across to Perry Baker. First look at the United States with Maseo Brown. Offers a dummy and bumps. William Bucker goes to the ground. You don't see that very much on the big stage, but can you get the penalty?
This is what the Kenyans want. Make it a contest. Get it physical. These two teams, two of the biggest sides in the game of sevens. Having a bit of a discussion as to what to do. Going to nail it down the field and go from a restart from this line out. I don't know how many of these players are going to be representing much more, but that's William Backer sent back. That does not happen a lot, as you say, Maseo Brown and the old Magnum PI.
Yeah, good catch there. Great stat. Chance for Kenya. Johnston Olindi with his side up by 7-0.
Just open it. There's middle.
These two sides Many of their recent contests decided by 7 points or less. They match up really well. Vincent Ondiala not able to get that. Lucas Lecamp, the UCLA Bruin from Southern California, has it for the US Eagles. Maka Anufe, such a slippery customer, gets it to Malachi Esdale. There's a couple of wingers next to each other. Perry Baker looks for support, almost intercepted, but Anufe is there, creating a bit of space here. Space for Lucas Lecamp now. Can he exploit it? He's got some jet shoes, and the American flyer will go through. The US respond.
How good is Lecamp? He is tearing up this tournament. Not gone the way they want in terms of team results, but Lecamp's stock is rising. The 2 hands on the ball, a little bit of deception, finds the gap in between the 2 defenders, and William Bakker not able to get sights on him. He goes long.
Just 21 years of age. 2 years ago, he was with the Hong Kong under-20 side, and then represented the US. His father played in the first Sevens World Cup in 1993, and the fans are really enjoying this one.
Well, that really ages us, doesn't it? But fair play, got it in good stock. I like the way he just glides, backs himself, takes people on, squares them up, and just goes for it.
Kenya get 3 lifting pods ready for Steve Thomasin's kick. Thomasin, 27-year-old, debuted in Gold Coast in 2014. Not able to get the kick the required 10.
They'll be frustrated with that. You can see the code calls, trying to give him behind the ball, a bit of privacy, secrecy, and then execution. He's intense, isn't he, Thomasin?
Oh, the muscle man, you can see he's not happy with that.
Proper sight.
Let's go. His father and stepmother are here watching in person. Kenya, coached by the great Damien McGrath. Bakker is used as an option. It comes to Oliech. Now they smash it up the middle with Wakisa. The ball's loose. Anufe kicks it ahead. Is knocked back volleyball style. And Billy the Kid can't get this one. But Bakker has it for the African team. Numbers on the left-hand side. Nelson Oyu. The slippery eel himself gets rid of one and the fend as well, and that's a good tackle from the captain for the United States.
Knocking to touch.
9 on 9 like that.
Option.
Thomasin still shaking his head. Seems
you have an option.
Frustrated
Knocking
with something.
To touch. Option.
Missed the first tackle. There's a wherewithal to get back into it. And that's Noya ends up with a Thomasin backpack.
Let's go, boys.
Look at this. Gets beaten.
Here we go.
Gets up. Gets on with it.
Crouch. Bind.
Mike Friday's side placed 6th on the series. Their best ever was 2nd in 2019. Great little flick from Anufe through the legs. Lecamp goes wide. Esdale, straight ball to Perry Baker. Baker cuts in, and it's a good tackle on the speed merchant known as Speed Stick. Penalty
Offside.
for the American side.
Offside.
Anufe was thinking about the quick tap. Malindi just being a little bit offside. As soon as the scrum half has his hands on the ball, you are allowed to leave to chase him down, but he went a little bit too early. Thomasin looking to get downfield. Close enough for a strike play. And Mike Friday will be looking on, expecting something before the end of this half. Is put it back on the players, find your own way. Get that trajectory back in a positive direction.
One of the great characters in the game, coached Kenya Sevens to the Rugby World Cup semi-finals. Now he's here with the USA, going against his old side. Little loop around from Thomasin, a flick ball to Baker, slipping around on the deck, and it's all too messy here. It will take us to half-time here. We're all locked up here between the USA and Kenya. It is 7 apiece. Well, Robbie mentioned how tight his contests were, and here we go, 7 apiece.
They really are. Certainly at this stage of the tournament, both will be feeling the effects of the 3 days of action. Pretty full on schedule. Rest and recuperation when they could get it, but it has been a really close affair right across the board.
Oh. Okay. Hey. Very, very short. When we have the ball, we've got to go forward. We're just chain passing at the moment. Move the ball to space and attack them. Okay? They're sliding. Attack them. Work hard on the inside. Back your speed at threes. Defensively, we've got to be braver. We've got to go through, take the space. Isolate the tackler, take the space, go through. Okay, who's kick-off? There, kick-off, let's get the ball, keep the ball. Very straightforward, okay? Come on, we're in this. We've got to keep working.
Let's go, boys. Short side you on from this kick. 7 minutes, boys. I gotta go over the top there. Finish on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Stay here, stay, listen.
It's the last little bit of the Rugby World Cup Sevens in Cape Town, South Africa. A few hours left before we crown the Melrose Cup champions in the women's and men's divisions. The fans have had an absolute jolt here. It's been a lucky time in the Republic. The Rainbow Nation has been so colourful in the stands and some action on the field of note. 3 brilliant days, and it's 7-all here at the moment between Kenya and the USA Eagles in the 11th place playoff game. AJ Jacobs is ready to go as the Shuja Sevens go high. Lucas Lecamp comes up. He's been knocked by a US player.
Well, look at the insight at half-time from the huddles, and Mike Friday was talking about the simplicity, taking the ball forward, no chain passing. You can only execute that when you get the ball. Now over to their defensive systems, and the Kenyan team, as we mentioned, whenever cycles happen in sport, like the Olympics and this World Cup, players perhaps have an eye on their end point. Many of these Kenyans might well be wearing the shirt for the last time, and in so doing, want to give it their all. This last half will be emotive and exhaustive. They'll get everything they've got.
Kenya finished 3rd in 2009 and 4th in 2013. USA 6th last time. The Rugby World Cup Sevens. Billy Odhiambo, Billy the Kid, with OU on the angled run.
No advantage. Backline offside.
So a little offside play. Kenya will walk up to the mark.
10.
Just taking the pace off at Kenya.
Scrum down.
Choosing the scrum. Midfield always good when you get the 9 moving round.
Backline was outside, sir?
Yeah,
Create
ball
that
wasn't
natural
out, they came
overlap
up.
on the right-hand side. They're loading up.
Let's stay square. Crouch.
Samuel Oliech.
Bind.
Look for a bit of space on the far right.
Sit.
Johnson Olindi to feed. As you mentioned, options both sides, and it's OU looking to get on the outside. OU does this superbly, and boom goes the dynamite. Kenya are in and break the deadlock.
Well, that's astute play for the Kenyans. Technically going against the head because he's got to change direction at the base of the scrum, and it's worked perfectly. This guy's acceleration off the base is fantastic. There he goes. Mako Nufe not able to stop him. He'd be disappointed with that because it's a one-on-one. You need to make these. Just comes up a bit short. Take nothing away from how hard it is to stop Oyo in full flight.
He was a member of the only time they won the title at Singapore Sevens in 2016. Nairobi University product gets the high fives from his teammates. They are in the lead now with that try. Conversion as well, 14 points to 7. Kenyan fans loving it. Speaking of Kenyan fans, I got a chance to catch up with Oscar Dennis's mom, and she did want to say that he has announced his retirement in recent times. He was in a terrible road accident in Nairobi. So, thank you for everything you've done for the game, Oscar, and for Kenya.
Scrum down.
It means a lot when you're such a tight-knit family. You lose one of your own from playing. As I mentioned, these players know that this is a privileged time to be on the pitch. You've got to make the most of it. And we're going to see Lucas Lecamp
Coach.
kick into his extra gear that he's got.
Bind.
Mike Friday without the services of Flau Nua, Joe Schrader, Kayvon Williams, Colin Isles. A lot of names missing there. So it's up to this group to make something happen here in this last game. Lucas Lecamp, an outstanding find out of Southern California. Has Perry Baker, heavily marked man on the series for obvious reasons. A Nufe. Played 15 for the Houston SaberCats. Finds Tom Selleck, Magnum PI. Maceo Brown, as we sometimes call him as well. LeCamp picks it up for the United States. Baker, one dummy. Threads the needle over the top to Malachi Esdale. Oh, and he threads straight through. It's Esdale for the US, and they strike back.
Esdale, one of these classic players that Mike Friday call racehorses, and just take a look at what it's about. Again, it's lateral running, but it's just out and out pace, gone back at the inside. That's what Mike Friday was alluding to at half-time. If the Kenyans go lateral, hit that inside gap in between Odhiambo. Nothing Onyala can do covering either. Noliech, desperate dive, but it's not going to stop him. And USA flags once more, flying here in Cape Town.
Important conversion, nailed it as Thomasine. It's 14-all. Malachi Esdale, who played with the Rambling Jesters at Rugby Town Sevens, who's spotted there. Outstanding tournament for the men that never go to bed angry. The Jesters motto. I certainly love it.
Let's go.
Real collection of talent as well. A lot of the Irish players come through that system. Social rugby at its best.
They certainly do. Oh, they let this bounce to Kenya. It's danger times. And great little offload there from Brown. Anufe. They're really getting some rhythm now, the US Eagles. Esdale finds Perry Baker on the outside. Baker looking to cut back in. Beats a couple. Perry Baker for the line. We call it magic, and the US just call it PB.
We're hearing his name mentioned a little bit less than we'd like. But whenever you hear the words Perry Baker, get set for some sorcery. Gets round and back at his ability to change direction at pace, almost unrivaled. Scanning, assessing, you see the eyes twitching, sees the white line, and over he goes. Perry Baker. That was quality.
Conversion over as well. Perry Baker, we've seen him on the series. Second American scored 200 tries, and it's 400 in total from this weekend. Magic numbers all round. I know you love your calculator, Rob, that must have impressed you.
That is a lot of points. You can even work that one out, Alan.
Comes from a great education. Rob, I went to school down here at Rondebosch Boys High School. 10 minutes away. It's knocked down for Kenya. Oh, one-handed flick. Not sure what was going on there, but it's come the way of Lucas LeCamp. And America now. Again over the top, Perry Baker, the speed stick. He's over once more at the Rugby World Cup Sevens.
We get so used to seeing Perry Baker finish these, but there's a few parts of this that make it pretty special. Thomasine, Superman's the pass. He catches it, but it's this little check, that little motion. It buys you enough, the twist, the finish, the grip. 4 or 5 parts, corner cam showed it perfectly. Look at his grip on the ball. Youngsters around the world practicing that in the garden. Always nice to see Pete Baker do his thing.
Perry Baker, 36 years of age. Don't think we'll see him at another Rugby World Cup Sevens event. He has entertained us. Doesn't matter which team you support. Perry plays this game with a smile on his face. Thomasine goes slightly deeper for this restart. Oh, you can't handle. Kenya, one last save for them in this tournament. Herman Hamwa gets a penalty, and off they go. Oh, look at this race. Speaking of old veterans, Collins Njera. Magic to see him on, the 35-year-old, in his last ever game for Kenya. What he has done for his country, there's nothing short of remarkable.
Needs to have worked with Lucas LeCamp there to stop the old-timer striding down like we've seen so many times. Colin Njera just got caught, which is not something you often say. He's got the ball now. How good would it be to see him sign off with a score?
Jeff Oliwatch goes across. Vincent Onyala yet again, the star performer. Here's Collins Njera. Across they whip. Edmund Anya. Anya takes it into a couple of players as Hamwa again looks for numbers on the left-hand side. It's good quick hands here on that far side. Amondi and now on Yala again, and Yala is the pride of Africa. And he offloads this one to Jeff Olioch. Kenya end on a high.
Well, I hope in return for that we see a Jeff Olioch dance. We're used to seeing him. Shamefully on the wrong side of the result. How impressive is Onyala. He's big, powerful, strong running. Learned with the mixed studs from the first game they played when they kept stacking it midfield. Gives it to one of the best entertainers on the sevens pitch. Finish with a nice flourish with the fans.
Kick will go to the side. USA will win this one, take 11th place at the Rugby World Cup, and they take out Kenya by 26 points to 19 in this contest. USA, so many young stars in their side, looking ahead to the future as they develop and get high-level experience, hosting the Rugby World Cup as 115s in 2031 and 2033.